With Andor coming out tomorrow, let's talk about Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Probably don't need to say this, but spoilers ahead, so click that like button and come back later. So this is probably one of my favorite Star Wars films. My favorite character in this film has to be K2SO. I love this droid. He's essentially a tsundere, sassy version of C-3PO, and I hope to see more of his character in Andor. He's probably my second favorite droid, right next to Chopper. So like what I was talking about earlier, this is definitely one of my favorite Star Wars films. It was one of the first movies I ever seen where all the heroes in the entire film get unalived, so that was an experience to see. This was also one of the first movies where I made a theory when it was first announced, and it turns out the whole theory was true once when I saw the whole movie a couple years later. By the way, if any of you are curious about what that theory was, it was just about how the whole Death Star self-destruct sequence was always intentional and how they wanted the Death Star to be stopped. I thought that was really cool that my theory came true. Not a lot of stuff happened to me like that in the past before, and it was really cool to see that come true. This film probably has some of the best cinematography in the whole Star Wars franchise, and I'll just say it, I like the jokes. Yeah, I thought a lot of them were funny. I thought they were well delivered and well timed. They were just really good jokes. Except for that Darth Vader choking joke. Yeah, that just kind of made me less scared of Darth Vader, if I'm to be honest. Well, it's fine though, because Darth Vader does redeem himself later in this film, but I'll talk more about that soon. I also never really understood what people were talking about with the whole Tarkin and Princess Leia's face looking all fake. I actually thought that their faces looked really realistic, and I was really surprised on how well they worked. For a few moments there, I thought this was the actual dude who played Tarkin a few times. That's how well I saw the CGI. Then again, that's just my own personal opinion on the CGI. My favorite moment in this film has to be that Darth Vader hallway scene. This is probably one of the most brutal Star Wars moments ever. And that's saying a lot. There are a lot of brutal Star Wars moments, but this one has to take the cake. Like I mentioned earlier, that dad joke that Darth Vader made kind of made me a little bit less intimidated about him, but after this scene, oh my god, I had nightmares so much after this movie. This moment really reminds me on how much of little effort Darth Vader puts into unaliving people. God, this moment was so cool. I give this film a 9.5 out of 10, giving it an A. Anyway, that's the review. Go down to the comments and tell me what you thought of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Share this video with all your friends. And click that like and follow and get out of there without my latest content. See ya!